Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for everybody coming here and help us celebrate an incredible, historic day for Nebraska. Do you all agree? I was just telling the mayor as I walked in, I said I am so fired up to be here. I've never told this story publicly, but this is incredible. As a farm kid, growing up on a tenant farm 100 miles west of a little town called Platte Center. Guess what my first memory is? I was in kindergarten. Dad sold cattle. We brought it here, cattle here to the stockyards. You can't make this up, but we had a pet heifer. And I rode her. I'd climb on in a bunk and I would ride her around the yard. So I got to come down and I rode her down the stockyard alleys as we had to say goodbye. But this building is historic, and I think the word to use for this building is magic. Would you not agree? Magic. South Omaha magic. It really is incredible. So let me just say thank you all for being here. Today is an extraordinary day for Omaha, for South Omaha, for the state of Nebraska, and the people of Nebraska. I'm surrounded by an extraordinary group of distinguished people with the lead of the mayor, Senator Vargas, Senator McDonald. Let me tell you, as your governor, I've been asked a lot of questions. Well, what's the surprise? You know, our elected officials that have the calling for the best interests of the people of their communities, these folks work amazing, tirelessly for the betterment of their community. Let's applaud them for all what they do. Thank you. And obviously we have other local leaders and grant recipients, and we'll be asking each to come up and share a few words of this historic moment. Obviously the reason we're here is the celebration of utilizing, Farm Boy calls $1 million a click. So almost 240 clicks coming to the incredible city of Omaha, almost half here in South Omaha. 120 clicks. That's a big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. Obviously, these awards represent historic investments for our community. What are they going to do? These grants are going to provide small businesses with the resources needed to take it to another level and grow, creating more, let's not call them jobs. Who wants a job? They're extraordinary careers, to create incredible careers. Incredibly important to help create and revitalize places where our families live, work, make things better for the next generation. Important to help strengthen the nonprofit sector through the strategic investments in important, effective organizations. And obviously, the bread and butter of our community's entrepreneurs, small businesses. It's the bread and butter of South Omaha, it's the bread and butter of Omaha, it's the bread and butter of the state of Nebraska. These awards we're incredibly proud to be a part of. We'll be able to provide small businesses incredible resources that haven't had at their disposal. It's incredibly important for the future. When I speak to people across this incredible state of Nebraska, it's been almost 3 years since this calling happened, and I've been everywhere. I've been in all 93 counties, but I've been in all the communities of our metropolitan countless times. And here's the one thing that gets me really fired up. Every single time I ask the question, what's the greatest thing about Nebraska? What's the greatest thing about our community? What do you love the most about where you work? Guess what people answer? It's the people. It's the people of Nebraska, right? And I think it's incredibly important, as your chief bragging officer, that I help get us a little more comfortable being uncomfortable to brag. We have to get a little comfortable being uncomfortable to start bragging about the extraordinary people we are, and make sure that we start bragging to our kids about this is the best place to live and raise our families in the dadgum history of civilization, for crying out loud, because of the people. And I couldn't be more proud of how we all just roll up our sleeves, work elbow to elbow to make things better. So the innovation, the entrepreneurship, the risk-taking of Nebraskans, there's no place like it. No place like it. And you know, the one thing Nebraskans we don't like to do very often is ask for help. Well, it's incredibly important how this help can come to people that will make an incredible difference. So I need help as your chief bragging officer to make sure that we all brag a little bit more so that we have a full appreciation about what an extraordinary place we live, and make sure that our kids know. Here's what I know. We're not going to agree on everything, but I do know we all agree. Our kids are our future. We never give up on a kid. We invest in our kids because they are our future. And these resources are going to make an incredible difference for a long period of time. I want to share this that I hope today, this is incredible and very inspirational. And one thing I'd like to share with all of you, that as your governor, I've had incredible privileges. I'm in awe. I have in moments every day that I just go, wow. But I learned something, and I'm learning something every day where I go. And I had the privilege to be the first governor invited to the Tribal Leaders Conference in South Sioux City last spring. And I'd like to share what I learned from one of the tribal leaders. Extraordinarily respectful, he called me Mr. Governor. I said, you can call me Jim. He said, no, Mr. Governor. Can I share with you what I learned from my grandfather? And I said, by all means. He said, my grandfather taught us that when we all come together, it's a big deal. We make a difference and it lasts a long time. I said, I got it. He goes, no, there's more. My grandfather taught us that when we come together, it lasts a long time. It lasts for 7 generations. 7 generations. Now, I hate to admit, but I had no capacity to see it that way before that time. I was kind of thinking about my grandbabies and maybe their babies, but so it impacted me deeply. I hope that it inspires all of us to think a little bit differently, because this investment that we'll be talking about and sharing into South Omaha, this will make an impact for 7 generations. And I beg you that if you don't see the length, to just look around. We're here. And think about this founding of the state of Nebraska. How many generations ago would that be? I think pretty close to 7. So I hope that those are things that can help inspire us all to maybe say, that meeting tomorrow night, I might not feel up to it, but by golly, if we don't go, somebody else will. It'll make a difference that we're there. And what we're doing today, it's important that we really get an extraordinary return on these investments. This just isn't a start. This is a long-term 7-generation. So from my seat, it doesn't matter to me whether it's North Bend, South Sioux City, or South Omaha. It doesn't matter. Everyone has to succeed. Everyone has to succeed, and it's what we're doing is that's best for all of Nebraska. So the incredible creativity, drive, entrepreneurship, rolling up your sleeves, never saying no, working harder than anybody else. I just couldn't tell you how proud we are to be here, to be a part of a small part in helping South Omaha community thrive for the next 7 generations. So, yeah, thank you. That's good. I think you've heard enough, but before I conclude, I just simply want to acknowledge some of the many people that made today take place. First off, all the people that submitted applications, thank you. Thank you for saying, hey, we want to be a part of making something extraordinary. I can't say thanks enough to Senator McDonald and Senator Vargas. Their work, we walked into a scenario where the ARPA funds, just calling it the way it is, not much happened. And so we had to partner. We had to make sure we could not lose those funds. And so we worked with the unicameral to make sure that we could get state funds appropriated and then get to work. I can't thank all other senators that were a part of the Economic Recovery Act and this committee, and all the community leaders here that were a part of this process. And I can't thank Casey Baylitz and everybody in the Department of Economic Development. I know it probably feels like it's been a long time, but the reality is, after we were able to create the new law last spring, I mean, we signed that into law in June. So everybody's really been working hard to make things happen this quickly. And from the bottom of my heart, I can't say thanks enough to the Livestock Exchange building for hosting this. From my seat, there's no better place to be. Pretty cool. And finally, want to congratulate all the awardees. Congratulations. When a lot is given, a lot is expected. South Omaha community is relying on your success for the next 7 generations. So with no further ado, I'd like to welcome up the incredible mayor of Omaha, Mayor Stothert. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you, Bill.
Good afternoon, everybody. Governor, thank you again to everybody here today, all of our partners that are here today, Senator McDonald, Vargas, thank you, city council members that are here. This is definitely a great day for South Omaha, and it is a great day for Omaha. The state's Recovery Grant Program is a unique opportunity to support business, organizations, and programs that provide valuable services to their customers and their clients. Many continue to adapt to the impact from the pandemic, and these state funds will definitely make a difference for all of us. My administration prioritizes improvements in public safety, job growth, and economic development. We work with our community partners to achieve our goals, and we have great deal of momentum. Many of our partners are receiving state recovery grants today. The proposals developed by these small business owners and community leaders aligned with our priorities to improve their well-being, safety, and economic recovery. When businesses, neighborhoods, and community service organizations grow and succeed, the city grows and succeeds. The public benefit will be long-lasting and impactful. We look forward to continued progress and momentum focused on public safety, employment and business growth, neighborhood revitalization, and economic development. Thank you again for all who are here today, and congratulations to all the recipients.
Next, we want to hear from our senators. Senator Vargas, congratulations. Thanks for all your work. Thanks for being here. Please come on up. Thank you.
Ooh. Thank you very much, Governor, and thank you, Mayor Stothert, for setting the standard for how we should be succinct. I don't do that all the time in this. Bienvenidos a todos. Thank you everyone for being here. I am very, very proud to be the state senator representing District 7 in downtown and South Omaha. And thank you to my colleague, Senator McDonald, for representing this community. This part right here we're living in is in District 5. He's going to take credit for that after this. Trust me, don't you worry. And to the other individuals that have been leading on this, Senators Wayne and Senator McKinney from North Omaha, I was able to attend, along with everybody else here, the same press conference that we had in North Omaha. And I just want to say it's amazing to see all the faces there. It's amazing to see the faces here and the faces that have been at both. Because too often we think about this as, and there's a reason why this Economic Recovery Special Committee wasn't just called the North Omaha Special Committee or the South Omaha Special Committee. It's because this is about economic recovery. It's about economic development. It's about investing in our communities, and that does not happen overnight. And so I do want to thank the governor, its administration, Director Bielitz, and all the staff that have been working on this throughout not only last year, but the previous year. I want to thank my colleagues in the legislature, not only the people part of the special committee alongside, but we had hearings on this. There are people in this room right now that showed up and testified nearly 2 years ago. They testified from North and South Omaha. The mayor testified. So many different stakeholders testified to make sure that we were sharing the voices of the community, that it was the hearing process helped to learn about what was needed from this program. And that's the reason why we developed the bill. That's the reason why I'm happy that it's in this state right now where they're being awarded. And most importantly, that we have really amazing nonprofits, businesses, community leaders, transformational projects that are transformational not because you're being awarded these funds. They're transformational because of the vision that you bring to this work, because you care and love this community, because you're going to invest in it. And as the governor said, the accountability is going to be there because you live, you work here. This is where our friends and family are. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that these projects come to fruition and actually invest and change the landscape of South Omaha. So from the bottom of my heart, especially since we're in our last year, thank you for allowing us to do this work. Thank you again to the governor, the administration, chamber, the mayor's office, all of our elected leaders and all the stakeholders, because this was not done by one individual or just a small group of individuals, but so many people in this room. Thank you so much.
I don't think I have to spend much, Senator McDonald.
So welcome to Legislative District 5, South Omaha. As Senator Vargas told you, we really take pride in representing South Omaha. And working with Senator Vargas has been a great opportunity for me based on his dedication to our community and our state. So I've grown up in this district. I've lived my whole life in this district. As a kid, I was walking one day. I get run over by a kid from Columbus riding a heifer. That's how I first met the governor. The governor and I don't always agree on some things, but I tell you what we have in our governor is a person that truly cares about the state of Nebraska, east, west, north, and south. And the idea of his dedication, his willingness to listen to all of us and think about all of us when he starts the work and ends the day, that's something pretty special in an elected official, and I want to thank our governor. Jamie Gutierrez, CEO of Midwest Maintenance, could not be here. Very proud to have known her my whole life. We went to school together, graduated from Gross High School, and won't tell you what year, but her parents started their business out of their garage. Jamie took that and ran with it. Out of her work ethic, her dedication, but also during that process, she's given nothing but everything she could back to her community and treating her employees like family. I think God gives us all special gifts, talents, but he also will not allow us to do anything big without bringing those people, those talents, and those special gifts together. And at that point, you talk about Magic City, you talk about what happened in this area of our state. We are recreating Magic City, Magic State, based on the idea of all those talents, all those desires, all that passion coming together. And right now, this is one step closer to creating that magic state. So I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you all working together, all coming together, and I'm proud to be a small part of it. God bless.
Thank you, Senator McDonald. Director of Economic Development, Casey Baylitz. He and his team have worked incredibly hard to get to today, and I ask Director Baylitz to please come up. Thanks, Casey.
Anyone that's ever worked with me knows I haven't worked incredibly hard, but my team has. I'll say that right off the bat. We'll talk about that here in a minute. First off, thank you to Governor Pillen and the Nebraska legislature, Senator Vargas, Senator McDonald, Senator Wayne, Senator McKinney, and the whole team on that committee for authorizing the funding for these North and South Omaha recovery grants. Our team at the Department of Economic Development has certainly appreciated the opportunity to work with the community in making these transformative investments over these months. This is a clear instance of the governor's commitment to growing our own as we make these investments in existing Nebraska small companies, community leaders, and organizations. At the direction of the legislature through LB 531, DED was given the task to determine project eligibility for this program that was in coordination with the January 2023 plan. Otherwise, many of you would know that as the Olson Plan. The projects were listed in that plan, then became eligible to receive funding through this North-South Omaha Recovery Grant Program. Guided by that overarching mission of that coordination plan, DED established funding categories to carry out the intent of encouraging economic resilience and innovation in North and South Omaha. Those funding categories included placemaking, arts, culture, and social assistance, entrepreneurship and innovation, youth talent and workforce development, recovery assistance program for immediate distribution or rapid grants, sports and tourism, and small business support. Across all of those categories, we awarded 131 grants in the combined amount of just over $234 million. There you go. And of note, 77 of those were the small business support grants to small businesses in these neighborhoods, creating jobs, creating wealth, creating opportunity. 77. So what those grantees have committed to DED and to the state of Nebraska, as we add up the numbers, these investments will create right at 9,250 jobs in North and South Omaha just in the next 5 years. Of course, it is particularly my honor to recognize the work of DED's Economic Recovery Division team. Working in these neighborhoods, the only satellite offices that DED has in North Omaha and in South Omaha, they have, I want you all to know that the team at DED and on this team specifically has gone above and beyond any community engagement that we have done for any other grant program. They have allowed, through those offices and through just access to them as staff members, they have offered convenient access to constituents who could drop in and talk about their particular project or application. They've had 248 face-to-face meetings with constituents about their application. They have answered hundreds of phone calls, literally thousands of emails, helping people work through this process. It is fair to say they have gone above and beyond. And we knew going in, there were lots of different ways you might do this, probably 100 different ways you could organize and administer this program, and we weren't gonna come up with one that made everybody happy. It's not how that was gonna work. So we understood that going in, and we all decided, they all decided as a team, we're gonna do it right, we're gonna be transparent, we're gonna do it with integrity and commitment, and this team has done that. And I want to thank them for their work. And finally, I'll say, and most importantly, I will say, I want to commend the applicants, the grantees, who as of today really get to go to work. It's a celebration for us today. for these applicants, today the work really begins, right? And it has been inspiring to see the quality of the businesses, the projects, the community leaders who are stepping forward and saying, yeah, I will make that commitment. Each of these communities blessed to have that kind of leadership inherent within their geography. And that is really what matters. The money sitting in the bank's irrelevant, right? That's not doing anybody any good. The only thing that matters here is what these guys are going to go do with this money now in your community. That's what matters. And that's why this is the most important part of that. So my congratulations to these awardees and all of the others who now take the baton and go change the future of this place for 7 generations. Proud to have been a part of that.
Next, we'd like to invite Cesar Garcia, Executive Director of Canopy South. Cesar, thank you for being here. Congratulations. And we'll have you first, and then we'll work our way. Thanks, Cesar. Thank you.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. So I have a long speech, and then I decided that I'm going to do what I always do, which is speak from the heart. So first thing I want to thank Governor Pillen, Director Valles, and the entire team at the Department of Economic Development for the amazing work they're doing and the process and the support they're giving us through this whole 2 years. I also want to thank the state senators, Senator Vargas, Senator McDonald, and state senators in North Omaha as well for all the hard work also during these last 2 years. But more important, thank the community. You know, we're here because we spend hundreds of hours working with the community, figuring out what would be the best projects, what we needed to do to make sure that we would better utilize the funds that were available. A one-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something amazing with South Omaha. And that's what we did. And I know there are organizations that perhaps have big opportunities and dreams to get some of these funds, but I want to say that we're working together. This is for the same community. It's for the same people we serve every single day. I'm so excited for what the future brings. I know it's not going to be easy. I understand the responsibility, and I want to be accountable for that. The support and the respect and the trust that is put on us, it doesn't come free. And I want to thank also all the teams that work on this together. Let me tell you, there were hours that we spent in office overnight, no sleep, barely eating, to make sure that we have a good application, that we have all the corners covered, and that's amazing work. So I feel humbled to be the one representing many of them, and I just want to say it is amazing what's bringing, what is coming to South Omaha at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Cesar. Thank you for all your work. I'd like to invite Heath Mello, Executive CEO of Greater Omaha Chamber. Thanks, Heath, for being here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Governor. And on behalf of the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce, our nearly 3,000 members, and this forever proud South Omaha boy, we want to thank our state government leaders, Governor Pillen, the South Omaha State Senators, Senator McDonald, Senator Vargas, our North Omaha partners, Senator Wayne, Senator McKinney, on leading this transformative effort that's taken a couple years, and today we finally get to celebrate this amazing work, not just as South Omaha, not just North Omaha, but the entire city of Omaha. And you heard the mayor speak about this earlier. The economic opportunities that are in front of us are tremendous. But the other point that I would simply make, to particularly congratulating those grant recipients who are going to be celebrating today, tomorrow, and the next week, is the opportunity that really is ahead of all of us to collaborate more. You've got great partners in the city of Omaha with Mayor Stothert, South Omaha City Councilman Ron Hugg, Council President Pete Festerson, City Councilman Danny Begley, and others that want to work with you as a grant recipient to not just achieve your goal as part of this grant, but to really help transform the community. So that's a challenge I make to all of you in regards to celebrating today's terrific news in North and South Omaha, is that we take these grant dollars and we look to collaborate, not just with city partners, not just with the state partners and Governor Pillen and his team, but with other partners in the community. because this truly is a once-in-a-lifetime historic time for both North and South Omaha. And the one point is we can't stop working just because we got some great news today. You've heard a lot of other great news happening in the community. We've got to keep our foot on the pedal, keep working harder, keep leaning in, and keep trying to make the impacts that all of us in this room want to make. That being said, once again, thank you, Governor. Thank you, Director Balitz. It goes without saying, for those who've went through this process, the Department of Economic Development did a tremendous amount of work in a short amount of time. And sometimes those of you in the room who are public servants or who have been public servants know there's not always the glamour and the glory in terms of getting the job done day in and day out. And they were able to really create a process to allow everyone to be able to make their application, to work with folks to make sure their application worked the way it was supposed to do. And they were able to do it in less than 6 months. And I think that really is a tremendous testament to those who value public service to see this $235 million get awarded and dispersed in the North and South Omaha community. So that being said, thank you again, Governor. Thank you again, Mayor, State Senators. Thank you for your great work, and keep that work up for the rest of this legislative session. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Heath. And last but certainly not least, one of our recipients, Armando Salgado, owner of several Omaha businesses, including Lingo Docs Marketing. Congrats on your work, on all that you do. Thanks for being here today. Congratulations.
I am going to stick to my speech since I can ramble on for a while. So, as I stand here before you today with immense pride and gratitude, as we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in the journey of progress and prosperity, I want to acknowledge and give thanks to Governor Pillen, Mayor Gene Stother, Tony Vargas, thank you very much, and all senators that made this recovery act a reality. Casey Billets, and of the Nebraska Department of Economic Development, and most definitely the bilingual staff within the department that worked many long hours assisting all of us throughout this process. Thank you for believing in the South Omaha projects and for awarding funds to our great community. This funding represents more than just a financial investment. It symbolizes a commitment to the growth, empowerment, and transformation of a community. The South Omaha area, rich in culture and diversity, has long been a hub of resilience and unstoppable potential. Now, with the infusion of this economic development funding, we are poised to unlock new opportunities and set in motion a wave of positive change for all. The vision behind this funding is one of inclusivity and sustainable development. It is in recognition of the untapped potential that resides within the people, businesses, and resources of South Omaha. As we embark on this journey, let us remember the economic development is not merely about numbers on a balance sheet. It is about improving lives, fostering innovation, and creating a legacy of prosperity, transformational change for generations to come, 7 generations. The initiatives supported by this funding for this shovel-ready projects, I believe, will touch on other various aspects of the community, from small business support and workforce development to infrastructure enhancements and cultural enrichment. Every facet of South Omaha will feel the positive impact. I would remiss if I didn't mention and acknowledge the Latino Economic Development Council and our resilient and hardworking Latino community of South Omaha, Si Se Pudo. As a business owner, as well as a construction and business instructor, I have personally helped establish over 250 businesses in Nebraska. And I'm proud to say that the majority are of Latino descent. The small businesses are the backbone of our community, working every day to provide more jobs, purchase more homes, infuse more taxes into our state, and overall creating better lives. I extend my deepest appreciation to the community leaders, advocates, and visionaries, and most importantly, the volunteers who have selflessly and tirelessly worked many long hours to secure the support. Your dedication has set the stage for a brighter future. It wasn't easy, but we're here together today to embark the beginning of the real work to come. So to the businesses and individuals who will benefit directly, your hard work and aspirations are the driving force behind this investment. I want to call attention to the collaborative effort that existed throughout this process between all South Omaha organizations that were awarded funds. Congratulations to you all. Let us seize this moment as an opportunity to continue the unified collaboration as we build upon it as South Omaha that thrives in unity. Para mi comunidad latina, este es un momento histórico que cambiará positivamente nuestra comunidad. Les pido su cooperación y unión, ya que unidos podemos avanzar el progreso y hacer nuestra comunidad aún más fuerte. Y como dice el dicho, separados caminaremos, pero juntos volaremos. La unión hace la fuerza. In conclusion, let us celebrate and get ready for the hard work of tomorrow. Muchísimas gracias, señor Governor.
Fantastic, Armando. Congratulations. Thank you. Maybe let me conclude our press conference with a couple thoughts. I think one thing that's incredibly, incredibly important is what kind of attitude do we all have going forward? If we have a collaborative and positive attitude, there is nothing that we can't accomplish together. If somebody's a little uptight about something, let's lift each other up and be 100% positive and collaborative, because together we can. Together, we can compete with anybody in the world, and we can create the most incredible communities for the next 7 generations. And maybe if I can leave you with what my father taught me and my brothers. So we grew up 100 miles west of here. When I rode that heifer when I was in kindergarten, we didn't have anything, but we had everything, if that makes sense. And my dad said, boys, every dollar matters. We have to treat them like gold. And his saying was, every nickel matters. Treat those nickels like manhole covers. And if we treat this historic investment like nickels being manhole covers, we're going to have extraordinary investments that will have a ripple effect. It'll go beyond 7 generations. It'll be gone, and there's not a shadow of a doubt, because of the entrepreneurship, the risk-taking, the incredible people of South Omaha. The success is going to be extraordinary. So I just say congratulations to everyone. Please help me recognize everybody here for the participation. And we'd also want to thank the press for being out to help us celebrate today and make sure that all Nebraska understands what a historic moment this is. So we'd be happy to entertain a few questions from credentialed media.